What is up, y'all? This is JT. This right here is a Diablo 44 tooth 12-inch blade. This is specific for pressure treated. I've got the Hercules 12-inch sliding miter saw with the precision blade guide system, which actually works very well. And this blade that it comes with is a fine tooth 60, and it's just it cuts really well through the wood, leaves a really nice cut, but it's ruining the blade, and there's no reason for that. As you can see, it's gumming it up, and the more it gums up, the more the cuts get wider and wider. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually change the blade out. On a Hercules saw, the tool is right here, and I didn't know that at first, so I busted out my own bits to tighten these down, which didn't even know it, but the tool was on board. So we're gonna loosen this if I can. My left hand's broken, by the way. Okay, we're just gonna loosen that one a little bit, and then this other one we're gonna loosen too, and then the guard. Oh, we might have to take this one out or loosen it more. Okay, it's got a slot, so what you're gonna have to do is kind of maneuver this little blade bracket. Oh, I can't do it with one hand. Why don't I have a tripod for my phone? Oh, I see. There's a little stopper right there, so you got to loosen it to where it goes over the stopper. Okay, so you don't have to take it all the way out, but there is like a little stopper right there, and you have to loosen it to where it can get enough out of the way, and then boom, there's your little deal. And I do believe there is a an arbor lock, yeah, spindle lock right here. And so I'm gonna loosen that off camera because there's no way for me to film it, because I need both hands. Okay, to do that, you're gonna use this side, and you're actually going to turn it to the right because it's a reverse thread. Easy enough. Let's just see what the treated wood is doing to my blade. See how it's gumming up all the teeth? It's just, yeah, this will have to be cleaned. It's just not good. And it also gums up the side of the blade. There's actually a spot right here that hasn't been worn. It's sticking out. It's very crazy. But anyways, I do believe the kerf on this saw is smaller, but it's really hard to tell by eyeballing. Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a little bit smaller. Not much, but a little bit. It's a nice looking blade, and it should last a long time. So what we'll do is throw that blade in that box, and then we'll throw this blade in the saw. There we go. And like I said, I can't do this with one hand, but what you're gonna do is put your washer back, and then you're not, of course. Okay, that is mounted and tightened. One thing you want to make sure when you get a new saw. I don't feel any blade wobble as far as the bearing goes, and I know on the rigid models they had a big problem with the blade wobble, but this one seems to be aight. And then we're gonna slide that back down, which is actually more difficult than it sounds because it's spring loaded, but we're gonna somehow slide this back down and then tighten it where that little lip is so it doesn't pop back up. And like I said, it's so hard to film any of this crap. Alrighty, so we got this bolt, or this, yeah, it's a little bolt. Got that one tightened down. Tighten this one back down. Make sure you loosen that one, because otherwise it'll make it harder. I guess what you could do is loosen it, and then once you pulled it back, tighten it down a little bit so that it doesn't flop back on you. But now we got the new blade on, and I don't know if I'll be able to. Maybe if I use a clamp, I can show you how it cuts. Okay, so keep in mind, this cut was done with the 60 tooth, I believe. Or no, actually it wasn't. That was done with the 10 inch. The 10 inch one. This was done with the 60 tooth. Very smooth, clean cut, hardly anything left over. This one I misspoke. I actually cut this one with a 10 inch. And so your edge guide is a lot more accurate with the thinner kerf. But let's go ahead and see what the cut looks like. Beautiful. Very little tear out, a little bit more than the 60 tooth, but all things considered, that is a wonderful cut. You can't go wrong with Diablo blades. You really can't. That's actually what I put on my 7 1/4. But all in all, this saw, this Hercules saw, it is up to par with the $600, $800 DeWalt. And one thing that I will show you real quick that I don't think people know, and I don't think a lot of people will even try this, but you can cut, this is a 2x8, this is a 2x8, so it's 7 1/2 or 7 1/4, and you can cut this just like this. Now, I wish I had something to hold it with, so I'm going to do something very dangerous. Do not try this at home. Oh, I didn't slide it back far enough. So hard to do holding the freaking camera. There we go. That's a 2x8. If I can find my tape measure, I'll show you. It's a treated 2x8. See? It's about 7 1/8, a little bit more, 7 1/4-ish. But it will do a vertical 2x8, which is crazy. But thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions on this saw or this blade, feel free to ask.